there, back with a couple of more Hiya Toys reviews. These guys are a real surprise to me. Really quality build figures and incredible detail, especially at the 1/18th scale. Amazing. So taking a look at some Alien versus Predator figures, we've got the Temple Guard Predator, who looks a lot like the Predator from the original 1987 Predator movie, I believe, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of my favorite movies of all time. Right up there with Terminator and The Thing and Die Hard. And we've also got an invisible Celtic Predator with his stealth mode on. So let's start off with the Temple Guard Predator. Take a peek at the box. Got some artwork. Or is that an actual picture of the figure? It's hard to tell these days. Some of these figures look so amazing. Picture of an alien as well. So they're going with some different packaging than the RoboCop figure had. This was Star Wars or G.I. Joe style bubble on a card that you had to actually tear open or cut open. And that card goes in a resealable box. But now you're getting a resealable box and clamshell packaging. Pop that open. You know, this might be just a little thing. Maybe it's just me, but I really appreciate that this isn't taped together, because that's a minor annoyance having to cut apart clamshell packaging like this. And I also love that there aren't any tie wraps or rubber bands or anything holding these figures in. Just pull them right out and get to work. Go to town. There is actually a little bit of tape in here just to secure these parts, to stop them from getting loose and flying around all over the place in the packaging. Get a couple of extra hands and a staff. Comes with a stand, and similar to the RoboCop figure, these little H's which fit like that in there, so that if you get more than one, which we'll have another one in a second, you can connect the bases together. That's a cool little feature. And this looks like it popped off while I was taking it out. Here we go. This is the little laser. Before I attach it on here, I'll just give you a look at the detail of this. The paint on this is so awesome. Really nice. Silver metallic style. Look at the articulation on this thing. That's amazing. I had a NECA figure years ago of a Predator, and I don't think it could do this. The shoulder laser looks like it should just plug into the side of the backpack, and you just gotta kind of feed it in, and then these dreadlocks are getting in the way a little bit. Plugs in there fairly well. Doesn't take too much to pull it out there. The hair is just awesome. Rubbery hair, similar material that was on Ed 209, the hosing and wiring material. But man, that is so awesome. Gives him quite a bit of range. So you get to have your cake and eat it too in terms of the detail of the Predator's hair. You get to have this long flowing dreadlock hair, but it doesn't really get in the way as it has in other incarnations of this figure. It's incredibly posable. The only drawback is as you're moving it around, because this isn't really in there all that tight, it'll knock the laser out. And man, that is so cool to be able to actually articulate the laser. That's one of the cool parts of the movie, or all the movies, I guess. I stick to the first movie basically. I love Danny Glover, but I don't really watch the second one very much. And the actual Alien versus Predator movies, not really my cup of tea. But love the Predator, and I love how similar this looks to the original movie, Predator. There's a lot of detail to unpack here. A lot of detail to... Unpacking sounds so like work. To appreciate. This is truly a miniature work of art. Look at this little necklace type of bandolier of bone skulls. Incredible paint on the body. Really nice shading. Just detail all over the place. All the tech The tech has like gradient type of, not pearlescent, but kind of goes from silver to bronze on there. And does that move? It looks like it twists. Yeah, he's got, it's not a wrist twist, it's like a forearm twist. And then the hands twist because they are removable. Don't see that very often. Forearm twist in a figure. Or is that maybe just the armor is twisting on there? I'm not sure. Elbow bend sort of gets in his own way here because of the claws. Take a look at those. That's not the floppiest material right here, but it's also not the most rigid. It's got quite a bit more give to it than some of the more rigid plastics used for movie figures. Looks like he's got a weapon on his leg too. Is that, yeah, it is removable. Wow. Look at the detail on that. There's an actual hole in there. Gorgeous. Wow. That's really, really impressive. And I'm guessing, yeah, he can hold that fairly well. Yeah. It's pretty snug. It's not falling out. It's actually like two blades that can come apart. And it's bendy enough material that you can do that with it without breaking it, which is very, very nice. I'm sure there's lots of people who have McFarlane or NECA figures and they've had a lot of breakage, and so you see this level of detail in a movie figure and you just assume same thing will happen, but these seem to be really holding up in terms of durability a lot better. That is an interesting knee bend. Wow, that's awesome. That's incredible for a 1/18 scale figure. Usually you just see that in the bigger ones, the 6 and 7 inch figures. But this guy he moves around and feels like a classified figure or a Marvel Legend. Well, better than a Marvel Legends. Articulation is really cut down around the waist though because of the skirt. So he's not going to be able to actually get any really cool lunging poses. I mean, he's really limited in the thighs. But if we pop the base on, let's see how much we can get here. Because the Predator is especially a character who is all about the squat poses, the lunging, the animalistic looking type of poses. He's also, oh no, he's not. I was going to say he's limited in the shoulders, but these move quite a bit. This kind of reminds me of those new 80s Commanders by Ramen Toys. That armor actually lifts up and gives you tons of articulation in the arms. Put that up in the air. Comes with lots of weapons, accessories. This hand opens up completely. That's cool. That's just bendy enough to be able to open it up without the need to heat it up or anything like that. Get the staff in there, some kind of weapon. A little trickier on this hand because of all these blades that are in the way. You can, I guess, sort of turn them out. And for a second there, I thought I broke it, but I didn't, because it's on a ball joint. So you can just pop that out or in. That's quite nice. Just take the hand out, might be easier. Attach it to the weapon or whatever this thing is, and then just pop it back in. I really prefer that. The lack of a wrist peg. Just having, this is 1/6 scale style. This is what Hot Toys uses. And it plugs into the peg on the hand there. That's very nice. Pull that out if you want to give them some dynamic hand gestures. He's got this, oh look at that, that does come off. The wrist gauntlet can actually pop off if you want it to. Pop that hand on there. That is really, really cool. the ability to open a hand up, and it just kind of makes him look even more alien looking, hunter style. Let's pop this hand out and slide. Yep, that one slides off too. That's really cool. So if those blades are getting in your way, you just pop them right off. And scale them back a little bit. Pop this hand in. This is, I'm not sure what this hand is for. Maybe it's for gripping this weapon. I think that's what that hand is meant for. Throwing around the blade. Love seeing these weapons in actual, like in an actual toy. I just did that playthrough for Alien vs. Predator, the arcade game, and I remember seeing all these weapons in that video game. It's cool to see them actually represented here. And since the gauntlets are removable, you can swap them if you want to free up this hand to hold the whatever this disc boomerang attack weapon is. And you can pop the blade on the other hand, have the hand splayed out, open, morning fashion. So that's the regular Temple Guard Predator. And let's do a couple of comparisons before I open up the other one, see how he stacks up to some other 1/18th scale figures. So he's a tall guy. The Predator is humongous in the movie. So he should be quite a bit taller than... Well, RoboCop is a pretty tall guy too, actually, in the movie. Alex Murphy, not so much, but when he's upgraded into RoboCop, he's pretty tall. But yeah, they've got him, I would say, the correct height above RoboCop. And just grab a modern G.I. Joe figure, a bat. I should take the bases off. These bases are exactly the same height, so you're getting the proper height comparison here. But in terms of the other figures, I'll just take the Predator off, and here he is next to a modern Cobra Bat, modern G.I. Joe figure. And without the stands, he's quite a bit taller than a modern Bat. And last size comparison with a vintage G.I. Joe. Good luck taking this guy on. I think Outback would be able to give the Predator a run for his money if they ever went one-on-one in the jungle. But yeah, he towers over Outback. Scaling is perfect with an original O-ring G.I. Joe, and that's just kind of an iconic shot right there. Now that's a match I'd love to see. So who's your money on one-on-one in the jungle, Outback versus the Predator? I was able to get him to two-hand the staff as well. And one more thing about the shoulder-mounted laser. In addition to being able to look up and down, it can actually go left and right as well. It's on a little, like a swivel. That's super cool. That's the regular Predator. And let's take a look at the stealth one, which looks pretty much the same as this one, only he's made in a translucent plastic. Pictures of it on the back. And here's the stealth Predator. It's not actually the same figure, just in translucent plastic. There's quite a few differences. The armor is all different, and the weapon is different. It's missing the big blade underneath. Definitely different mask. This is a mask, but it almost looks like he's unmasked. It's almost got like the Predator tusks on it. Different weapon on his hand as well. And yeah, he's got the same dreadlocks that are super bendy. He doesn't seem to have a shoulder cannon, actually. Just to confirm on here, yeah, the picture doesn't show one either, so there's another difference. But the weapons are very similar. Comes with this disc type of thing, and a staff. These really light up beautifully when you have two light sources hitting them from both sides, as I do right now. It's got the different hands as well. And since we've got an extra stand here, I can show you how the connection gimmick works. We'll just pop these little H's underneath on both sides, like so. And then this one just pops on there. Now you've got two stands connected nice and securely, and you can pop this guy on there as well. And here he is side by side with the regular Predator. He doesn't really blend in with anything. I mean, if you put something dark behind him, he doesn't really blend in. If you take something that's light colored, sort of, you can sort of see the item passing through him in behind, but yeah, he's more white than clear, although he is more invisible than some other invisible toys that I have, like Mirage and Tigra. I was gonna grab my John Cena figure to compare him with, but I can't seem to find him for some reason. Anyways, that's the new Hiya Toys Alien vs. Predator figures, both the solid and the clear one. And final thoughts are the amount of detail in this one is incredible. The paint job is incredible. If you are going for the clear, the stealth look of the character, it's more white than clear and stealth here. You're losing so much of the paint detail. That's one of the huge selling points of these Hiya Toys figures for me. The detail and the paint applications, the beautiful shading and the wash. You lose all of that with this clear one, as well as this guy's a little more gummy. So I noticed his hands popping out a little more, the accessories popping out a little bit more. He's not really standing as sturdily, that's still a word, as this guy is. So he's more of just, if you're a real aficionado of clear figures, stealth figures, then there you go, he exists. But if you're more of a detail person, then I would definitely go with this one. Articulation can be a little stiff on him, like he does have a waist twist, but this belt, some of his amazing details are getting in the way. The belt makes it a little harder. He does have an ab crunch, but again, he's got like a belt going through there, so some of that stuff cuts down. You see that can pop right out, actually, of the waist. I'd much rather have it pop out than break out, and that seems to be what's happening with the Hiya Toys figures. They don't break on you, they just pop apart so that you can put them back together and continue to not only enjoy them for the not just for the amount of detail in them, but the playability as well. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you pick these up, I hope you enjoy them too. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment spot, and as always, to join the tribe, hit subscribe. Nerdmastay. Nerdmastay. Nerdmastay.